Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Your host, LovelyCheesePizza here. It is 7:20 in the morning, and I just got home from the gym, and I was really hoping to be able to go into the steam room, to be able to sweat out this cold that I recently picked up, because I'm constantly doing stuff all the time with no time to rest, and so it's just wearing me down until I'm going to eventually just turn into a pile of tomb dust in my living room. Yeah, and so I thought, you know, maybe I'll get a reprieve and I'll go and just be able to sit in there and you know, be cool or whatever, and, oh no. Of course, the one time I go there is when both the sauna and the steam room are both out of order. It's like, dude, give me a fucking break. And so, I did, you know, a little bit of weightlifting. I didn't want to do too much because I didn't want to, like, you know, I didn't want to wear myself out more. I might not have the right car for this. I was thinking, I could run in here, no big deal, but I think that Zonda C12 might be a little bit too strong for me. I guess we'll find out. We'll give it a try. I mean, we have 507 horsepower in the old Miss Cleo call me now for your free tarot reading car, but I don't know, man. This may have been a mistake. Oh, God. I don't know. I guess we're kind of holding in there a little bit, but I'm not feeling great about this. Not right away, at least. So we'll see how things go. God, are there 3 of these? I know there's at least 2 of them. They couldn't even have different paint jobs. Like those dudes, they're either twin brothers. They're like, oh, we must have the exact same thing, so that when, you know, when I lose, you can still win, but they'll think it was me because we have the same car. Or they're just lazy. Who knows? But yeah, dude, go figure that's the way that's gonna end up going. And so then after that, I was like, well, you know, maybe I can still at least get some lap swim in. And so I put my silicone earplugs in, which have been a fucking godsend, by the way. But go figure, I'm on my second lap's worth of swimming, and what happens? Yeah, I get a whole, I do like a push off from the corner to get started on my next lap, and I pushed off too hard, and I ended up popping the thing out, and I got a whole bunch of water in my ear. Not to the point where I went deaf in it again like last time, but still, super stupid. Okay, well, we're hanging in there. This is actually better than I thought. When I saw that Zonda C12S, I was like, fuck, we have done ourselves a major disservice. But Miss Cleo cannot be denied in her blue 55. So, she's good to go. I think we're gonna be alright. Just as long as I don't do something stupid and spin out over something fucking dumb. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, 2 things. 2 different things. Actually 3 different things. So, number one thing is actually a week from yesterday, I believe. On the 31st, whatever day that is, I think it's supposed to be a Thursday. I get to go see Backstreet Boys in concert, which is fucking cool. I have always wanted to see them live, and it's arguably going to be probably like one of the last times that that's ever going to be a thing that's possible, because, you know, I mean, Kevin's like 50 fucking years old. he's still in a boy band. I mean, that is crazy that they still even exist at this point. But Brian is, you know, his voice is significantly going. You know, I mean, they're at a point right now where, you know, they don't even really have him do solos anymore because his voice can't handle it. You know, they'll still have him occasionally belt out the, you know, the signature, you know, long-winded high note or what have you that'll hit you right square in the feel box, which is consequently also your genitals. But yeah, dude, it's not quite the same. And so, one thing I'm really worried about is going to it, and, you know, him trying to do a solo or one of those moments, and his voice just totally blows out, and, you know, he just totally flattens out on the note and just butchers it. Like, that would be like a scarring moment for me. But either way, I'm really excited. I've been to so few concerts in my life, and so this being, you know, one that I get a chance to go to, especially with it being one of my favorite groups of all time, even after all these years, is going to be, you know, a cool bucket list moment for me. So pretty excited about that. But two other things. So I've gotten into watching two different types of videos on YouTube lately, and they are two wildly different things. One of them, just because it was on Twitter and it keeps getting retweeted by an account that I follow for some reason, but it's fight videos. And they're always like, they're funny ones a lot of the time, because you never fucking know what people are gonna do when you get into a fight. It's one of the most unpredictable types of things that can happen. You know, I mean, when there's no manual on how to fight somebody. It's just, you know, your fight or flight instincts literally take over, and any amount of things can happen. And I've seen things like, there was a viral video of like this whole big group of dudes that were fighting, and you could hear like an ice cream truck in the back, and this fucking dude comes storming out of nowhere, you know, grapples with a guy, picks him up, and just throws him, you know, on his back on the cement, and he just fucking beastmastered him. I mean, he gave him the full scope of beast mayonnaise with how hard he threw him on the ground. And like, the dude just popped right back up after that. It's like, how did you manage to get back up after just having your body compressed into a fucking diamond in the ground? It was rough. And there's like other ones where like there's a dude getting mugged on, you know, at night on a sidewalk over by his car, and this dude's just getting mollywopped, and assumedly either they were just two strangers on the street, or it was a couple of his friends that had noticed it from like outside the bar or something, and you can see them in the distance just getting a full running start, and these two guys that are doing the mugging have no idea, and the guys run up on them and just do like this crazy like launching karate kick right into the back of the dude's head and just fucking knocks him out. It's absolutely amazing. It is one of the coolest and just like funniest little divisions of video to watch, because you just, again, you never know what you're gonna see, and like all these clips are usually like 30 seconds long, and so it's like, you know that even if it starts out, you know, pretty run-of-the-mill, you're gonna see something pretty ridiculous, including the one that I saw that I was at work, and I dead serious I watched it like maybe 50 straight times in a row, and I was fucking howling in my office. I was losing my ever-loving mind in there. Like, the fabric of my own sanity was unraveling, and I could feel my body able to slip into different times and spaces. It was so fucking funny. So it's these two dudes, and they're like squaring up at each other, and they're in like this area, like at like a public storage type of place. Like, you can see like storage garages and stuff, and so they're at like this storage unit facility or whatever, and they're sitting there squaring up, getting ready to fight each other, and the dude on the left just kind of like, he like charges at the guy and starts grappling him, and you know, he's got the weird grip on him, and then he does this absolutely amazing like 720 spin move to go from holding him in the front to getting behind him and holding him in the back, and he throws him up. He throws him up somehow. He like does this spin move, picks him up, throws him over his shoulder, and he just starts running full speed and just slams the guy's back into one of the storage garage doors. And the sound that it makes is fucking funny. And like the guy holding the camera, like, I think there was two guys, because you can hear the sound of two dudes, like right as the guy is about 2 or 3 feet away from hitting the door, they both just go, "No!" And then you catch like half of the sound of the guy hitting the garage door, and then the video cuts out, and it's just like the sound that the door makes. It's like this perfectly acoustic balance, just this. It's just so funny watching the guy's like lifeless body just slamming into it. But it's like, at the same time, like, you gotta, like, you're thinking yourself through this guy's thought process of, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, the average person would be like, okay, I'm gonna throw a couple of good, you know, right hooks at this guy's face and try to knock him out, or I'm gonna, you know, charge at him and try to get him on the ground, and then I'll just, you know, pound his face into, you know, USDA certified hamburger meat to be sold at the finest, you know, Kroger store down the road or whatever. And then we'll call it good. But no, oh no, this guy wanted to be exotic with it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna grab him, and then I'm gonna do the unexpected 720 spin move. I'm gonna grab him and throw him over my shoulder like a dad with a kid that's gonna go spank him in the other room because he lied about sneaking TV. But instead of spanking him, because that's an odd move to do in a fight, I'm just gonna grab him and run into the closest thing to me that I can find. Hopefully it'll work and not injure me in the process. It totally worked. So yeah, dude, fight videos are glorious. It's a great thing to watch. The other thing that I've been watching is entirely different from that, and you guys know that I have quite the affinity for paranormal videos. And so anytime I can find stuff that involves, you know, weird supernatural phenomena or just unexplained videos, you know, that kind of thing, I love it. You know, Dark 5 was has been one of my favorite channels on YouTube for a long time because they like to talk about stuff like that, or, you know, narrate it silently over, you know, words and graphics and whatever. But I came across this channel called Nuke's Top 5, and it's a guy that has this gorgeous voice for narration, and he'll put up, you know, 5 videos per video, and he just, you know, it kind of explains what's going on, and then he'll show the raw footage of whatever video it is. And it can vary from anything being like, you know, shadow people to unexplained things that people have seen during, like, urban exploration, or, you know, supposed, you know, supernatural creatures caught on tape, or, you know, ghosts found in abandoned places, that type of stuff. And the thing that I always like about him is that, you know, he'll always let the video run without talking over it until after it's run one full time, and then he'll kind of help, you know, analyze it a little bit for people that may not have seen what was going on. But the thing that's always really cool about it is that, you know, he never will actually say, you know, this is you know, this is haunted, or this is a ghost, or whatever. He'll always kind of leave it up to your own judgment. You know, do you think that this is what's going on, or do you think that it's just an elaborate hoax? You know, you decide. I always thought that was kind of cool. Like, it seems like such an innocuous statement to make, but it's nice to be able to have somebody that will kind of, you know, give an objective view towards it, you know, kind of what he thinks, but he'll also still, you know, kind of leave it up to, you know, your method of thought to whether you believe it to be, you know, or not, instead of just saying, oh, this is totally fucking haunted, and, you know. So I think it's cool. But the ones that I've found, because I've watched, like, probably 40 or 50 of his videos in the last, like, 2 weeks. The ones that I've found are consistently creepy for whatever reason. I don't know why it is, but the ones that are consistently creepy for some reason are always the ones of the Middle Eastern dudes that are either investigating, like, abandoned large, like, mansion-style houses or other types of buildings by themselves or in groups or whatever. And I think maybe it's just because of the idea that, you know, they're talking in a different language, and so you don't necessarily know what they're saying, even though it's like in a couple of them people caption over it, but in some of them they don't. And so you don't know exactly what they're saying, but you can feel the frantic nature in their voice. And just the idea of, like, getting an inside look of like an abandoned building in a different country, where just, like, the entire, like, look and feel of the way the building's laid out is entirely different from places here in the States or whatever. And it's just, like, it's genuinely fucking eerie. There were a couple of them where, you know, you don't know necessarily whether it's a hoax or not, but it's pretty damn convincing that maybe there was something going on in there that's not explainable. And, you know, there's a guy just going through this building, and, like, he'll walk up to a door and it'll just fucking, like, fly open and then slam, and like, he'll go running through the door and there's nobody there. And so it's like you try to decipher in your head, like, how is this happening? You know, like how would this be a hoax where a person is having the setup to do it on its own, and like the way that the doors open and slam close or whatever in the events that even happens, like it looks totally unnatural. Like it doesn't look like a person like yanking a door shut. Like there's like this weird sense of rigidity to it that doesn't seem, you know, human in the way it's being opened or closed. And just like when you hear like disembodied voices and stuff, or you know, you hear things crashing around, and like it doesn't, and like he'll go and pan around a room, and you just there's no anything anywhere nearby whatever the noise was being made with. It's eerie, and then you can just hear like the frantic acceleration and breathing that they've got and all that stuff. It just like it actually genuinely kind of made my skin tingle a little bit, and that takes a lot because I have a very, very high tolerance for, you know, things that freak me out. But there's something about those videos, man. They're really, really cool. And so anybody that has an interest in the paranormal, or just, you know, creepy videos or anything like that, that's you know, up for a you know, potentially good scare, I suppose, it's totally worth your time. Absolutely cool. And so yeah, search for Nuke's Top 5. It's awesome, and there's just tons and tons and tons of videos. I've been watching them, you know, like 5 or 6 a day for the last couple of weeks, and there's still plenty to watch. So totally worth your time, if you're into that sort of thing, obviously. So we won that. I actually a lot more comfortably than I thought. You see those Zondas over there, and they look so intimidating. You're just, you know, I'm in this little, you know, fucking Matchbox car. It looks like it came out of a cereal box. And it just, you know, it's so unassuming looking that it would be the one that just lays waste to everybody. But, I mean, we've got it pretty well decked out to the nines there. So we're gonna stop right now, though, because I need to go get ready for work. And so when we come back next time, we'll have more things to talk about, and we're going to do either Laguna Seca or Midfield Raceway. I don't know which one I'll do. We'll figure it out then. But for now, my friends, I need to go blow my nose, too, because I'm still very congested, and that is not a good thing to have. So you guys take it easy. This is your host, LovelyCheesePizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and thank you for always being patient with my sporadic upload schedule. I do it as often as I can, but I know sometimes that can be, you know, a week to 2 weeks between times. So thank you guys for always sticking around with me. So you guys take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Have a good one.